Hi, my name is Alvin Alexander, and this is my video series, 12 Things Java Developers Should Know About Scala. This is part 3 of my series looking at Scala's smooth Java integration. The first example I want to show is a Scala program I wrote that uses the Java mail library. And there are really just 3 steps involved in using Java classes and libraries in Scala projects, just like a Java project. The first thing you do is you include the jar files in the project. And with SBT, you just include those in a lib folder or in your project definition, your build.sbt file. And I'm not showing that here, but that's pretty easy, pretty standard stuff to do with SBT. The next thing you do, just like Java, is you import what you need. So these first 3 lines show the import statements that are necessary for this project. And after that, you just write your code like normal. You're just writing Scala instead of Java, but they are pretty similar in a lot of ways. So you can see here in the code, you just create your properties, which is, again, you're using Java system properties. Set the properties, create a session, get the store, and then down here you connect to your inbox and then do everything else you need. So as you can see, we're easily using a Java library in a Scala program. In my second example, I've created a simple Twitter client. The pattern is the same as the first example. You include the necessary jar files in your project. So in this case, I'm using the Java Twitter for J project, so I've included those jar files in my lib folder of the project. And as I showed in the first example, what you do next, just like Java, is you include your import statements. So I'm importing what I need from the Twitter for J project. And then you just write the code that you need. So a configuration builder, shown on this line, is a Twitter for J class. So what I do is I create that and then configure it here, then create a Twitter factory on the following line, get an instance here, and then right here it's very easy to get statuses from my friends' timelines. I thought I'd show a third example, and because the Spring framework is so popular in the Java world, that's why I wanted to show this particular example. Again, just like the previous examples, all I did was include Spring into my Scala project, and I did that in a build.sbt file, in this case, just because there's a lot of jar files to include with Spring. So that was the first step, and then the second step, as I showed earlier, was just to import whatever you need. And then this is a Scala project, so I have my object here. And the first thing I do as far as Spring goes is read my application context file. I read that into this variable called ctx. Then the next thing I do in these 2 lines here is I create a dog and a cat instance. Those are beans that are defined in the application context file. So I just instantiate those beans in those 2 lines. And then here I just let them speak, which is all that they really do for this. This is a simple example. Using Java libraries in Scala is as easy as I've shown so far. I really haven't had any problems doing that. The one problem I had is when I wanted to start using Java collections in Scala. And I didn't, actually that's not a problem. It's not a problem to use Java collections in Scala, but it is a problem when you want to use Java collections in Scala and treat them like Scala collections. What I mean by that is you get used to the niceties of the Scala collections, like the for each method and the map method and so on. And that's the only problem I've had integrating Java with Scala, and what I'm about to show is that's not even a problem once you know what to do. So I'll start by, with this line of code here, creating an array list, a Java array list in the Scala REPL, and you can see that works just fine. And what I'll do is I'll just add a few elements to that. So we'll add 1, 2, and 3, and you can see right now I'm just using the Scala array, I'm just using the Java array list in Scala, no problems. And like I said, what happens where the problem comes in is when you want to use the Java array list like a Scala collection. So I'm going to try the for each method here, and you'll see the error message, the value for each is not a member of the Java array list. So that seems like a problem, and you're not going to be able to get past that problem, right? There's just no way to do that. You're just going to have to use the Java array list like an array list in Scala. But it turns out some people that are much smarter than me created what's called the Java conversions. So I will simply import the Java conversions and go back up 2 lines, and now I'll just say list.forEachPrintLine, and bam, there's the 1, 2, 3. So that's pretty darn cool. Suddenly you've got this Java array list you're using in Scala, and you're using it like a Scala collection, and that's, to me, that's just pretty brilliant. And just to show how well this works, not only can you do something like the for each method, but you can also say list.map. I want to multiply every element by 2. And that works fine, just like a Java array list is a Scala collection. And then I could say list.filter and just return elements that are greater than, let's say, 1. And then again, you have another result there. In summary, this video demonstrated how easy it is to use Java libraries in Scala, and it also showed how to use Java collections in Scala. More specifically, how to use them just like they were Scala collections. I hope you enjoyed this presentation. My name is Alvin Alexander. I wrote the Scala Cookbook, and you can find more information at alvinalexander.com. Thank you.